community since 2019. I really jumped into it during the pandemic, which I can't believe was 5 years ago this year. And I have become super passionate about just helping to build community where like-minded individuals get to connect and learn from one another and shop from one another. I am a huge believer in financial freedom through the power of resale. I don't know what that means for you, but whatever that means for you, I and Jamie, I will speak for Jamie, we are here to support you. And we have seen it with our own eyes just how powerful VintageJewelryAddicts.com is. We are celebrating 1 year this month. We're actually having a 1 year kind of special anniversary on April 25th, I believe. Which is an awards ceremony. And we have come, I mean, we have made such great strides. So thank you guys for being a part of it. And let's jump into the presentation. So I'm going to share my screen, guys, and then we will head on over to the correct tab. That is my email. And we are going to share. All righty. I'm going to present full screen. Jamie, give me a thumbs up if you can see this okay. Amazing. Okay, guys, selling with VintageJewelryAddicts.com. What to know and get started by selling like a superstar. And we do believe that everyone here can sell like a superstar in their own ways. Okay, this might seem a little intimidating, but I wanted to stay organized because I don't want to take too much of your time. So we do have a lot to go over. This is just like a quick list. I might sidetrack a little bit, but we're going to stay on task. If you have any additional questions throughout the presentation, feel free to ask them in the chat, and then I will get to them at the end of the presentation, or if I see them right away in the moment, I can get to them then. So first, I want to introduce, she is in the car, the amazing Jamie Loveday of Flippin' Vintiques. Flippin' Vintiques, Jamie. She's waving. Hi, Jamie. You may have heard from her already if you have already registered to become a live seller and you've applied and you've been approved. Jamie was hired by me in July of 2024 because running a live sale community requires a lot of communication and I'm not always available. And Jamie has really been the foundation and the anchor of building this community. And a lot of times it's better to ask Jamie than it is to ask me. She has been so helpful with getting new sellers onboarded, answering, random questions. And she also runs our live sales on the weekend, which I will get to that. That has to do with becoming a subscriber. Jamie also has the #1 highest dollar amount sale in Vintage Jewelry Addicts, to the tune of $1,500. She has truly built a presence here. So if you haven't caught one of her live sales, definitely do so, because the first thing I will tell you guys straight out the gate is to watch other people's live sales, to learn from them, to take what you need. You don't have to do exactly what they're doing, but you will learn from them. And I am constantly learning from the sellers in Vintage Jewelry Addicts as well. I am Vintage Jewelry Addicts _founder. I made that my name so that when I showed up in the chat, people knew who I was. I am not a social media influencer. I'm not a huge YouTuber. So there's a lot of members that they're finding Vintage Jewelry Addicts, not necessarily because of me. Ooh, my screen sharing is paused. I wonder why. Okay, that was weird. Sorry about that. I'm back. But because, we are really building something that people see, oh, Vintage Jewelry Addicts. I want to join that. I love jewelry. I love vintage jewelry. So if you guys ever need anything from me, feel free to find me. And I have our logo as the avatar just to keep it really simple. And you are welcome to message me as well. Okay, so straight out the gate, if you have not applied to sell, if you go to your app or you go to the desktop, you will see these 3 little dots under Vintage Jewelry Addicts. If you hit those 3 little dots, you will see a drop-down menu where it says apply to sell. Katie's here. I'm just admitting Katie. Welcome in, Katie. Katie. Thanks for hopping in. We're just getting started, Katie. I have you on mute. That's intentional, but I'll unmute you at the end so you can ask questions. Okay, so if you haven't applied to sell, that's how you find it. If for some reason you don't know where that is, please message myself or Jamie. It is a fairly simple application. I want to say that there's 4 questions. We don't expect you to be vintage jewelry selling experts. I have built this community from a place of inclusivity so that if you've never sold live before, and you want to get started somewhere and you want to feel like this is the place for you where you have a little bit more flexibility to make mistakes and ask questions, that is absolutely what Vintage Jewelry Addicts is. So if you're like, hey, I'm sitting on a ton of vintage jewelry and I've never sold before, we totally welcome that. You don't have to have a ton of links proving that you are a reseller. This is really important, and I'm going over this kind of quickly, but many of us may never have sold live before, and you might need some training. So there are two ways to get training. The first is that you sign up for a weekly Zoom, like this Zoom, district training. It's with an individual behind District. What is District? District is the software that powers Vintage Jewelry Addicts. Think of like eBay or Etsy or Depop. It's the same thing. It's like the company. And they do a very fast training where they show you the basic how-tos. What I suggest is that you go to that, but if you can't, you also, or it's either or really, or and, but you watch our videos. I have about a 13-minute video. This is a really bad hyperlink, but essentially that's what it is if you guys want to take a screenshot. But this video, it's uploaded to YouTube, and Jamie does send you these videos and the link for onboarding. So this is a Calendly link where you basically sign up for which onboarding Zoom, it's a group Zoom call you want to attend with District. And then this YouTube video, it's something you can watch at any time. Why the YouTube video is really nice is that you see what I'm doing on the app. I should update it only because I believe that the app has changed a little bit, but it hasn't changed enough where this wouldn't still serve you. If you still need help, okay, you can write myself or Jamie, and we will give you some next steps to get more support. We do offer something with our subscription where you can get a 1-hour coaching session from us for free. But also, you can run a test. So what you do is that you put the word test in the subject line, and Jamie will tell you that she still runs tests to this day because she likes to see how her setup looks. She likes to see how the listings are in order for her so that she knows what to click, or maybe she wants to change some titles or something. So you can run a test at any time, but no one will see. You just have to write the word test in the subject line. Don't put the quotes around it, just TEST. I hope that's clear. But if you guys want more support with this, we do offer coaching. At the very end of this presentation, I will show you also how you can just purchase a one-off coaching session. It's very affordable, but it will help you guys fast track your way to live selling success so that you're not banging your head against the table trying to figure out technology. But I'm also going to say it is okay to make mistakes. I would much rather people jump in and figure it out along the way than to sit on their hands and never do anything, because there is so much opportunity for you to sell and to make connections and to make money. There's no use delaying. I'd rather you jump on, make some mistakes. People in the comments will help you, than to never do it at all. So that is my motivation for you guys. Okay, so we're not really talking at length about listing on the marketplace, but I'm opening up this presentation before we jump into live selling with just a reminder that as a seller, you don't have to sell live. If you don't want to sell live, you do not have to. We actually have daily marketplace sales. I think today we've had like 5 marketplace sales. The problem is that you guys don't see them. So I like to remind you, because Jamie and I, we see the marketplace sales. We get an email every time something comes through. So we encourage you to list as many items as you want. Why is this advantageous? Because other platforms give you a limit. Etsy charges 30 cents an item. eBay, I think it's 500 a month for free. Here it is infinite. We want you to list as many as you want. The only thing you need to know is that we discourage you. We would never kick you out or whatever. We would just tell you to delete them. Discourage you from listing the same item between different marketplaces. So what does that mean? Listing the same necklace on Knickknacks as Vintage Jewelry Addicts. Knickknacks is the #1 district marketplace. But you can list the same necklace, say, on Vintage Jewelry Addicts and eBay, or Vintage Jewelry Addicts and Depop. And if you have eBay, let us know, because we will explain to you, Jamie, I don't even think you know how to do this, but the engineering team behind District will help you to import your eBay listings to District. So if you are an eBay seller with a ton of jewelry uploaded and you do not want to go through the painstaking process of uploading again to District, we can import from eBay. We can't import from other platforms at this time. So just message one of us and we will help get you started. Okay. Woo! There was more in that slide than I realized. I also want to remind you guys that everyone has a $5 coupon. If you have customers, friends, and family, find this. This is what it looks like on desktop. It's pretty easy on the app, but it says earn rewards. Click open. It will give you a little code. I believe you can edit that. I'm not entirely sure, but it will give you a code. And anyone who uses that code for a marketplace purchase will get $5 off if it's their first purchase on District. And then you get $5 credit that you can use to purchase on District. I am guilty as charged. I do not share this enough. I just have not made a game plan. But many of us, we do have pre-existing customers. And if you want to bring them over to shop your marketplace, give them that code. Okay, really important. And I am so sorry on behalf of District that an Android shopping app has not been created. To my knowledge, it takes a lot more money. I'm not entirely sure of maybe like the approval process, but what District has created is an Android app that has some limitations for sellers. And then, of course, the iPhone app, which is the Apple app, which has everything. What the Android app doesn't have, that's important for you to note. You can't list items for sale live. So let's pretend you're live and you're like, oh, I want to sell this glass. You can't take a photo of it and list it. You can't use the app to list your items. So, you're kind of like stuck using desktop, which can be a little annoying. I totally understand. You can't stream to Facebook and YouTube. So we stream the subscriber live sales. If you guys have a Facebook page or a YouTube page or an Instagram page, you can stream, but you can't. So that, what we call it, is multicasting, so that you're live on District and you're live somewhere else, but you can't do that with Android. So again, you have to preload your items with a photo, so you can't really do like off the cuff stuff. And then you can't shop with the Android app, so you can't like go and buy from someone else and check out, and you can't write back to messages. You have to do all of that on desktop, laptop. So it's really just for going live is what the app is designed to do. It's for you to have your Android, I have an Apple, and to set up, and you bring in your items that you've preloaded as auctions, and you bring them into the live, and you are good to go. But crossing fingers, because we have weekly meetings, that the full scope Android app is coming this year. If you want the link to download the Android app, let us know. We can give you that link. Okay, let's get into the bread and butter of when a live seller can sell. This might be a little confusing, so I'm hoping that at the end of this presentation, you're like, oh, I totally get it. So what we have created with Vintage Jewelry Addicts is a weekend prime time live selling calendar for our subscribers. And I'm going to get to that in a second. Monday through Thursday, anyone who's been approved to sell live can sell. You can sell for 30 minutes, you can sell for 90, you can sell for 6 hours, you can sell at 3 a.m. EST, you can sell at 7 a.m. EST, you can sell at 7 p.m. EST, you can sell when another seller is selling. I'm going to get to that though in a point. You can, what else? Trying to think like what else you can do. You don't have to ask for permission. You don't have to message Jamie and say, hey, can I sell Tuesday at 4? You don't have to message me. The only thing that I just authentically advise, and I'm hoping this changes within the next year, is that we do run trains. Now, a train is something that's organized. It's usually a theme. There's usually a sign up. We welcome you guys to sign up for any of the trains. You are absolutely welcome. I announce them often. But the thing about the trains is that the eyeballs can kind of stretch. And what I mean by that is that one seller has like 4 viewers and then another seller has 8 instead of one seller having 12. Jamie went live the other night. Someone else sold at the same time. They both did pretty well. I think that we're getting there where some of our customers don't mind watching 2 sellers at the same time. But it's just something for you guys to know, just to look out for the trains. And I'm going to show you guys where you can know when trains are popping up. They're typically Tuesday and Wednesday nights, just FYI. So what about the weekend? What about the weekend, guys? If you are interested in booking live sales for the weekend, that is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all you have to do is become a subscriber. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a second. It is $9.99 per month. That's tier 1. That's all you need. We actually have 4 tiers, but tier 1 is all you need to get access to the weekend booking calendars for exclusivity. So what that means is that you are booking a live sales slot that no one else has. So if you book at 2 p.m. on Saturday, that's your slot. It's 2 to 3:30. All the slots are 90 minutes. If you book at 7 p.m. on Saturday, you have 7 to 8:30. That's yours. And there's a ton of other benefits. I'm going to show you guys how to subscribe first and then go over benefits. But basically, on desktop only, I say it up here. Kind of a headache again, but if you go to your laptop and you just go to vintagejewelryaddicts.com, or I'm sorry, district.net/vintagejewelryaddicts/subscription, this will come up where you can pay for your subscription. Now, I'm going to exit this and actually show you guys. Alrighty. I'm going to show you on Firefox really fast. So if I go to Vintage Jewelry Addicts, all right, guys, it is right here. Do you see it's right here? Oh, my screen sharing is paused. Shoot. Stop share. Oh, it was okay? Okay, interesting. It told me it was paused. All right, guys, all good. So, subscription right here. And again, you can only do this on desktop or laptop. Desktop basically means laptop. Tier 1 is all you need. I'm not going over tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 in depth. Everything is explained here for you. There are different benefits, there's different costs. What I will say about tier 2 is that you do get a 1-hour session with either myself or Jamie to help you get started as a live seller. So that can be, I mean, that's nothing. That's $14.99 a month. But I do suggest for $9.99 a month or yearly, you get 10% off. It's so great. I'm going to show you guys really quickly. And it just said stop sharing again. So let me share my screen again. Just want to make sure you guys are seeing everything. I'm going to show you guys with my handy dandy, present full screen, with my handy dandy slides. I'm going to fast forward here. How much we sell on the weekend. I took these screenshots. I have insights, and I didn't realize, JP, that April 4th through 6th was $4,247. I don't know what happened that weekend. I'll have to look back. These numbers do include shipping, so they're not 100% accurate, just FYI, and they don't subtract the fees. So there's that. But you guys can see that between 3 days, we are doing healthy numbers. The reason we're doing these healthy numbers is because our customers have come to expect that we're going to have a live sale series on the weekend. And I designed it that way because most people are available on the weekend. The advantages, there's a ton. But basically, what you guys get once you sign up as a subscriber is you get access to our subscriber chat. And then you get access to a chat with these calendars. And I can't show you right now, but basically you'll see the date that's open. It's highlighted in blue. You click it open and you choose your time and you lock it in for you. I open the calendars on the 15th of every month. I'll remind you every month that it's happening. And our sellers really like it because their buyers expect them to be selling on the weekend, and it just becomes a ritual for them. You can also, again, sign up for the morning and the daytime. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can sign up for 10 a.m., you can sign up for 2 p.m. And again, we do have the signups for the morning, daytime because the idea is that you're going to be the only one selling. So here are this is a short list of benefits. And I am selling you guys on becoming a subscriber because I do believe it is the fast track to success. So again, you get these evening and day slots where you are the only one selling. It's exclusive for you, and that's 90 minutes. You get faster support from the admin team. Myself and Jamie, we will support our subscribers quickly. Community building. It has been fantastic to see some of our subscribers go, well, basically they connect, they become friends, and then they sell on other platforms together, or they meet up in person. We've had a few subscribers meet up in person. Um, Huge benefit is that we stream your live sales to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and we promote your sales to the community. Now, how we do that is we make an announcement, which sends an email blast with a link, and then we also promote it in the chat. We also promote with our newsletter as well. You guys get a 0% fee day to Vintage Jewelry Addicts once per quarter. Our next one is on April 22nd, and I hope our sellers are scheduling their live sales because they get 0% fees to Vintage Jewelry Addicts. And then, introduced recently, we have a 10 o'clock slot. Once that ends at 11:30, now this is EST, guys. Anyone who wants to sell at 11:30 who is a subscriber only can do so. They don't even have to book. There could be multiple sellers doing this. We haven't really experienced that yet. So let's just say hypothetically, me, Jamie, and another seller who's a subscriber wanted to sell at 11:30 EST. Let's say because we're all PST and we're like, oh, it's only 8:30 PST. Let me hop on. We can do that all at the same time. But we opened that slot because we recognized that our PST sellers, they were struggling a little bit with hopping on the EST time slot. So we wanted to give them that opportunity. Okay. As a new seller, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me wrap this. You can become a subscriber at any time, guys. You do not have to rush and do that today. It's not like a one day only special $9.99 price jumps up to $20.99. So I will admit, like, this is the one thing I'm selling you guys on this presentation, and it's really just because I have seen people become successful because they are subscribers. So definitely think about it. Like I said, just all you have to do is head over to the subscription tab, and then we will see that you subscribed. You'll get access to the chat channels automatically. Jamie or myself will welcome you, and we will reach out to you to make sure that you are onboarded correctly. Okay, so some of our new sellers have participated on this who are on this webinar. So thank you guys so much. We designed something called the New Seller Spotlight that is the second Thursday of every month. So as a new seller, or even as someone, maybe you're watching this live or the replay, and you became a seller in July, but you haven't sold with us. You are welcome to sign up. We promote this as a sign up. It is one slot per seller, only one seller selling at that slot. 1 hour slots, 5 to 10 p.m., second Thursday of every month. We promote it. It's a train, so you're rating each other. And we think it's a lot of fun. We believe that this is a really nice opportunity for you to get eyeballs, to get followers, to work out the kinks of selling live. And myself and Jamie, we do tune in. So if there's an SOS emergency, there's more than likely going to be someone that can help you. So our next new seller spotlight is the second Thursday. So of May. I don't know what day that's going to be. Top of mind. Let me look at my calendar. Today is April 17th. So it will be May 8th, May 8th from 5 to 10 p.m. So look for that sign up because we would love to have you. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys this link in the comments. If you have heard from Jamie already, she has probably shared this with you. Um, this is titled What You Need to Be a True Vintage Jewelry Addict. It's basically just a ton of links and suggestions to equipment you might need to be a live or static seller. So it's everything from tripods, like let's open this and see what it is. We did everything to Amazon just because it was easy. You don't have to buy it from Amazon. This can just be like, again, like an idea for you. So you're like, oh, that's the type of tripod I should get. It bends and it has the light over it, and then I can put my hands under it and show the jewelry. So we definitely suggest that you guys give this a look. We have display pieces for jewelry, everything you need for earrings, shipping. Shipping might be something you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to ship. We suggest a thermal shipping label printer because you don't have to replace the ink. That is an insane deal. Oh my gosh, it's $70. It was normally, I think I spent 160 on mine a few years ago. I've had mine for probably, how long have I had mine now? Maybe since 2020. Probably about 5 years. I mean, these things are beasts. They are the best investments. Anyway, guys, I could go on and on. Shipping scales, shipping supplies, cleaners for jewelry, gem testers for jewelry, some extras. Like I think everyone should have a ring sizer, keychain magnet tester. We don't have a silver tester solution on here. I should probably update with that on how to test for silver, but we're always updating this. So I'm going to share this link with you guys right now in the chat. And I have to go back to Zoom. Uh-oh, where's my Zoom? I lost you guys. Hold on. Sorry, you were seeing my whole world. Da da da. There we are. I found you. Okay. And make you big. Okay, chat. So this is the link for the view only, but you can click that open from the chat and then you'll be able to save that. Okay, so back to our presentation. And if you guys have questions about that, we are happy to answer them at the end. I just wanted to go over that really quickly. Okay, so you guys are probably like, okay, that was great. Thanks. But what do I sell? How do I make money, Sammy? How do I sell all my jewelry? Okay, so I first have to give you a very important disclosure. I am so encouraging. I am so motivating, and sometimes I have to catch myself. We can't make promises or guarantees. Your success is up to you. Truly, your success is up to you on this platform. We are just a platform. But we have noticed some bestsellers. This might change over time, but this is what I can say affirmatively. Jamie, if there's anything else that you want to put in the chat that I might be missing. Sterling silver. If I could rename this community, my joke is I would rename it Vintage Sterling Addicts because we love sterling. We love it so much that I've become obsessed with sterling. I bought a sterling ring today for myself. Lots of jewelry. So what does that mean? LOTS. That means multiple pieces of jewelry sold under one price. Some of our sellers do this as buyer's choice. So they will say on a live sale, okay, we have a ton of items in front of you and we're doing 3 for 12. Choose your 3 for 12 or choose your 3 for 20. And that takes a lot more time. You can just sell 3 great necklaces or even 10 at a price. I mean, it can be a $12 lot or it could be a $75 lot. It's entirely up to you. As seen on TV pieces, which is very ironic because these are live sales, which I argue have replaced QVC and as seen on TV, like the home shopping network. But these pieces are high quality. They often come from the 90s and the 2000s. And so I've noticed that they do sell. Native American, which is going to be a higher price point, but it is coveted. Classic mid-century signed jewelry. So why this is exciting is because many of us, if we sell in person, we might not meet that buyer, because a lot of in-person events that I've experienced as a reseller are for a very young audience, and they don't really respect signed, they don't really respect mid-century. So I'm talking about Sarah Coventry, Miriam Haskell, Napier, Trifari, Coro, um, what else? Wise, just like there's a laundry list of names. And then I want to throw in here expensive pieces. And I shouldn't say expensive, pricey pieces. I'm a little bit of a broken record about this, but I believe that the more that we show really good stuff, and by really good stuff, I mean you're knowledgeable about the item, it's been appraised, um, you're really showing an item that is special, not just something that's priced to be priced high, but something that's special. The more we do that, we're going to attract the buyers that want those items. So our top selling item to date is 1500 for one item. We have sold a few items in the 300s. So please do not feel like you can't show those items. You might not sell them, but we believe that the buyer, the more that they see it and get to know you, the more likely they are going to trust you and want to buy those items from you. So here's a couple of pieces that I'm encouraging more. And the reason I'm encouraging this is because it really will set us apart as a community. Antique and Victorian pieces. So by antique, I mean pre-20s for the most part. Victorian, also Edwardian, which would be the turn of the century. 14 karat gold. I'd like to see more. Top designer pieces. So we had a seller the other night. She whipped out this Lon Von bracelet and I about lost it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that thing is beautiful. And she was selling it at a fraction of the price. And I just know that when buyers know that we're selling these wonderful items, they will come and they will buy. Other things I'm suggesting, we are always happy to talk to you and kind of help walk you through it. But live shopping from stores. What this might look like is you might know a store owner and you go, hey, so and so, I'm a seller. Can I just like go live and just show your items? If I sell it, would you like give me 20%? Right? And then that way you're not worried about fees, you're not worried about things being bid up or like pricing it in a way where you're making money. It's more like, okay, if the item is $20 at the store and you sell it, you get 20% or whatever you want to work out with that store. And then you don't even have to buy inventory. People like the live shopping. Live shopping from your or someone else's antique booth. So antique booths is basically like a setup. It can be month to month. It's usually shared with other vendors. And I have not seen that yet on Vintage Jewelry Addicts, and I would like to because I want to be transported somewhere I can't go. So think about it from the customer's point of view. They want to go somewhere they can't go, and they want to see what's there. They want to see what's in Florida. They want to see what's in Texas and California and Washington State. So if you have an antique booth, this is for you. Now, we are going to talk about what you can and cannot sell. So there are some limits with like housewares and things. But even someone else's antique booth, again, I mean, if you know the person, even better. But if not, if you see it for 10 and you want to sell it for 20, like a starting bid of 20, so you can make a little bit of money, like it's a really great idea because you're not investing in inventory except for what sells. Men's jewelry. We haven't seen a lot of men's jewelry. We do have some male buyers, and so I'd like to see more men's jewelry. So here's a few keys to selling success. These all seem very basic, but it is good to review them. Be organized. I'm not always the most organized, and I have found that when I'm truly organized for a live sale, it puts me in a place of confidence and my buyer feels it. And when your buyer feels your confidence, they trust buying from you. It's just like it's a weird energy. Even though it's virtual, it's digital, it's not in person, they can feel it. So as organized as you can be, the better you will feel. I do suggest preloading for pre-bidding. So what is pre-bidding? I wish I could show you guys a live sale right now, but when you list your items as an auction, there is a little toggle that you click and you choose pre-bid. Always choose pre-bid unless for some reason you're like, no, I don't want pre-bids. I don't know why you wouldn't. Because when people come to your live sale, Even before you go live, they can place pre-bids. And if you run that item on your live sale, even if they aren't there, guys, if you run that item, you've sold it. You just have to run the item. So if I pre-bid on Jamie's item and her sale is tomorrow at 12 noon and I'm off doing something at 12 noon like I usually am, if she runs it and no one bids against me, I've got that item. Now, someone might bid against me and Jamie makes more money, but the idea is that as the seller, she sold the item even though I wasn't on the live sale. And this also helps when you bring things to stage. When you're selling live, people start placing pre-bids. I've noticed it more and more, and it's really exciting because people are jumping on the bidding really early. I also suggest building buzz and promoting. This might not be natural for you, but whatever you can do with social media, whatever you can do by using our chats. So I will show you guys soon what the chats look like, but you can promote by putting in your link, putting in photos of what you're going to be offering, letting people know that you have items uploaded to your live sale and they can place pre-bids. Please shamelessly promote because you will be seen. I think creating a theme is always helpful. You don't have to, but themes are helpful. So a theme could be like 1960s jewelry or as seen on TV jewelry, something that makes sense that you have plentiful of. Offer a giveaway. You can do giveaways on our live sales. I'm not showing you how to do that today. It cannot be just for buyers. That is actually illegal. It has to be for everyone. So just a heads up that if someone buys it or someone wins your giveaway and they don't buy something else, you'll have to pay for shipping. You can't combine it with a purchase if they don't make a purchase. So just a heads up about that. Message your customers. Tag your customers. We can tag customers on live sales the way that you can tag on Facebook. Let them know you are selling live. A lot of us are very busy. We're not opening the app every day. So it's up to you to let your VIP list, is what I call it, your very important people list, know that you are selling. Okay, so I suggest, oh, I thought I edited this. Okay. I suggest not going lower than $3 to $10 with bidding. Here's why. Because there are fees, obviously. There is a commission to Vintage Jewelry Addicts, there's a commission to District. But what you guys don't know is that every transaction is a 30-cent fee. I hate it. It's also on Whatnot. I believe it's on every platform. So if you run something for $1, you lose 30 cents, you lose the commission fee, and you lose a processing fee. By the end of all of that, you've made about 37 cents. So we really suggest starting at $3 as the lowest. I personally, I think even 5 to 7 is better. But, if you want, you can run 2 items because that 30 cents, it eats into it. And I hate seeing that for you guys. So that's my full transparency advice. Okay. Avoid the following. There's a couple things here that if we notice that you're doing these things, we will reach out to you and we'll be like, "Hey, not cool. We still love you, but let's try to avoid this." If we see that it's happening over and over again, especially as Vintage Jewelry Addicts grows in the coming years, we might just be like, we're just going to turn off your live selling. So fast fashion pieces, what does that mean? That's like really cheap stuff, right? Like Alibaba and Temu. I mean, now with tariffs, it's like, who knows? Will people be buying this stuff? But Shein and Fashion Nova, stuff like that. Like it's not worth it. No one wants it. Multi-level marketing. So there's a couple of companies that sell jewelry. We do not want those individuals coming onto the platform and trying to sell the jewelry and build a business. It's just not the place. Okay. Please do not sell super high end without having the knowledge of the piece. Now, here's why, because you might accidentally be selling something that's not real. It can happen by accident. I remember, I want to say in the early 2000s, there were many Tiffany necklace knockoffs, because Tiffany's was really popular and they're out there. They are out there circulating secondhand. So it's to your benefit to have it authenticated. I don't have a slide on this, but there is a website called Authentic Detective that is pretty good. And there might be some other platforms that I need to research for jewelry specific. Um, I also, if you're selling something that you're like, oh, this is, turquoise or real gold or real diamonds or blah, 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 and you're selling it at a price, and we all know what a price is, please get it appraised. First of all, I think you're just going to sell it so much faster. But also because it's just really going to help for us to have a solid reputation. I can't be eBay and appraise your items. I can't take on items and look at them myself. So we really just suggest this so that we can have the best sellers doing the best they can. Um, and then, oh, I put the bidding lower than $3 runs when possible. I put it on this slide. If you guys have any questions about that, I am more than happy to discuss, because there might be a case by case basis and you just want to run it over with me. Okay, so here's a list that we have. It's on one of our chat channels. This is what you cannot sell. So, clothing and shoes. You can sell scarves. Well, I'll show you in the next slide, like scarves and handbags, but here's what you can't sell: clothing and shoes, mystery bags of jewelry. So I am okay with a jar of jewelry where you can see what's inside, but I'm not okay with like a black bag of jewelry, right? Because I've seen people be scammed that way. And I really want the buyer to feel like they can see what they're buying. So again, if you guys have questions about that, please let me know. Tights, socks, lingerie, not allowed. Sports cars, Pokemon cards, blah, blah, blah. Plushies, art supplies that are not beads or buttons. Beads and buttons are okay. Again, fast fashion and multi-level marketing brands. Okay, what you can sell. Obviously, jewelry. Key thing is that, yes, you can sell more modern jewelry. We just don't want the cheapy fast fashion. But if you're like, oh, Sammy, I have all this jewelry from, I'm trying to think, from Kay's Jeweler. I bought out a Kay's Jeweler liquidation palette. Go for it. All right, let's see what happens. But what I will say is that vintage does sell the best. True vintage, which is 20 to 30 years or older, sells the best. Okay, you can sell jewelry lots. You can sell broken jewelry lots for crafting as long as people can see it. You can sell perfume. You can sell perfume bottles, compacts, vintage mirrors, vanity mirrors, vintage cigarette cases, jewelry boxes, which are like called trinket boxes. You can argue that anything is a trinket box, even an ashtray. That's okay. Okay, size-free accessories. This is where it becomes a little bit of a gray zone. Handbags, scarves, belts, hats, sunglasses, watches, money clips, wallets, billfolds. I just don't want like coats and pants and shoes and shirts sold, because we're truly an accessories platform. You can sell beads and buttons. Yes, you can sell wedding bands and engagement rings. Yes, you can sell like hair jewelry, right? So like hair pieces, pins, hair crowns, etc. Okay, so we're going to head over to vintagejewelryaddicts.com. And I want to show you guys, what am I going to show you guys first? I'm going to show you guys shipping, and I'm going to show you guys how to, let me go over here to fulfillment, how to cash out. I recently had a seller, she sold something and she was like, how do I get the money? And I was like, "Oh, you don't know how to get the money? Let me show you how to get the money." That's the most fun part. So, this is the seller dashboard. It recently changed. It's very text heavy. I will admit. Spend some time exploring this. There is also a help section, and you can click the need help button and it will take you to the help section where you might find the information you need. But what is most important for you to know is here on the left-hand side, and you can only do this on desktop, guys. You can't print a shipping label from your phone. So FYI, desktop, laptop, or like a Google Chromebook, something like that. Fulfillment means shipping label. When they changed this to to fulfillment, many of us were like, what the heck does fulfillment mean? Myself included. Fulfillment means shipping label. And so let's say, okay, so here's a giveaway. And let's see, is there anything that's unshipped? Unfulfilled. Okay. So when you sell something, it's going to say unfulfilled and it will be at top, but I'm just scrolling down for this example. And what you need to do is click it open, right? And do you see here where it says generate label? Now, you do have to put in the item weight and you do have to put in the dimensions of the shipping label. You can add insurance. You can save it as a shipping template. So let's say hypothetically it's 2 pounds. It's 6 by 6 by 2. Then I click select shipping rate. All right. And I can select what's best. Now you choose your shipping cost when you create your items for sale. Hopefully you're not paying more than what you charged, just FYI. But I would click that and then purchase label. I suggest using the generate label button because everything becomes automatic. The buyer knows that they have a tracking number. We know, right? Jamie and I know, district knows. It makes the process so much easier. I do not believe that shipping is that much cheaper on any other platform. But if you want, if you're like, well, Sammy, I only like pirate ship, click custom shipment. And wherever else you make your shipping label, make sure you copy and paste the tracking number. Why I suggest this again is from a customer service point of view, so that your buyer knows that the item is coming and the buyer knows that the item has been delivered. I get, and you get, and anyone who buys from District gets an email saying that the package has been delivered, which I love because I'm like, oh, great. I know that I need to go to my P.O. box. Now, let's say that for whatever reason, right, you decided to combine. They're all from Diana. And you created a shipping label with this one. Oh, it's saying my internet connection is unstable. So hopefully you guys are still hearing me. And you want to combine shipping. And then this one, you don't want to make a shipping label because you put this package in with this package, right? You just combined all of it. But these were two separate packages for whatever reason. Maybe because you had two different live sales or she bought from you on a Tuesday and a Friday. You can do that with District. All you do is you go to custom shipment, ship without tracking, or you could put the tracking number in from whatever shipment you combined that package with. We're not going to bother you if you don't put the tracking number in. You can just do ship without tracking. I point this out because Whatnot, you cannot do this. If I sell on Whatnot tonight and I sell on Whatnot tomorrow and I sell on Whatnot the next day, I cannot combine shipping. I cannot refund shipping. I can't do any of that. And I love that we can do that with jewelry because jewelry is small. So if my buyer buys from me today and she buys from me tomorrow, right? And she was charged $6 today and $6 tomorrow, but I could combine both of those packages and then refund her the shipping. That's a win-win. That keeps customers coming back. So I point that out for that reason. Now, guys, there's so much more that I can show you with the seller dashboard. We would literally be here all night. This might be something that I create in the future, just as like a replay to watch. But again, I suggest that you visit the seller dashboard. The way that you access it is if you go back to the District landing page, you hit your avatar in the upper right-hand corner and you hit seller dashboard. And voila, it pops up. Now, I also want to point out the other very important thing, which is how do I get my money? So District is like Poshmark and like Whatnot. Your money sits until you cash out. Here's where you cash out. And this is desktop. It looks different on app. I have $30.49. I hit cash out, and it's going to take about 2 business days, 2 to 4 business days for it to hit my account. It shows me how much I have pending. It shows me what's in transit. It shows me all the monies that I'm making. You guys can export this as well. Once you hit 1,000 sales, your monies, they arrive within, I think it's about 48 hours versus right now, but before the 1,000, your monies arrive about 2 days. I think it's like 2 days after it's been delivered or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a lot longer. So it is advantageous to get up to 1,000 sales. If you reach 1,000 sales, just know that we do have to alert district about that. It's not automatic. So for all of our new sellers, it will take you some time, but we do have sellers that have hit 1,000 sales. And so they're getting their monies almost immediately. Okay, so what else did I want to show you guys? Hold on, I think there's one more thing, and then we're going to open the floor up for questions. Okay, the help section I showed you. Let's talk about one-off coaching. If you guys are interested in one-off coaching, and I love that we have someone live right now. In fact, let's see who's selling live so that you guys can see. Maria of Ladybug. There she is. So if you guys, once we wrap, hop into her live sale so you can kind of see what's happening if you haven't seen a live sale yet. So coaching. On my profile are a few coaching options and a few digital download options. If you purchase any of these, they are delivered to you automatically. So the 1 hour coaching session, all you have to do, well, I can't buy my own, but it's $50 and we will see that you purchased it. You can go live with us on District so that we can walk you through how to list an item, how to bring an item to stage, how to run an auction, different things to be aware of, just anything so that you're just like not scared. And I think that that's the beautiful thing about a coaching session is it just speeds up. It answers all of your questions. It helps to lessen your nerves. So that's 50. But if you are like, wow, I need a lot more help and I want to learn all about live selling jewelry. And I want to learn, like, I want someone to hold my hand and truly talk to me about like what to sell and, shipping and just like everything that you might just be, again, sort of afraid of. We have 5 sessions for $200. So that's basically 5 sessions for the price of 4. And again, these are with myself or Jamie. With the 5 1-hour sessions, we would most likely split that up. So I would talk to you, and then Jamie would talk to you. We both have different skill sets. We both have different strengths. But if you want one over the other, that's totally fine. And again, this is something we offer because again, we understand that some sellers, they can't jump into it and figure it out. They really need support, and we truly believe that this can help get you. I mean, honestly, and again, no promises, no guarantees, but after a few live sales, if you listen to us, we hope that you would have paid yourself back. That's the goal. All right, guys, I'm going to go back to this handy dandy set of slides. We just went over the coaching. So last but not least, before we open up the floor for questions, it is 9. I did not do too shabby. I am so grateful I wasn't a chatty Kathy. I tend to be very chatty. I am live often, and something I want you guys just to keep an eye out for are my Friday founders chats. So I will go live sometime between 11:45 and 12 noon EST. That's 8:45, 9 a.m. PST on Fridays. And I do that as religiously as I can. Because I think it's really important. It's important to remind people what's happening, to be available for questions, and we make our weekend live sale announcements that weekend. I also have fun with you guys, honestly. Um, and you hear announcements. Like we're constantly planning new things. Again, we're having like a 1 year anniversary here in about 2 weeks, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be an award ceremony. We have a train coming up next week. We have a train coming up at the end of the month. Like it's great. So check announcements and chats so that you guys don't miss out. But it is almost always 12 noon on a Friday. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop sharing. And I see, oh, Jamie added in a few other things that sell. That's awesome. I'm going to see if anyone has any questions. I see all of you stayed, which makes me so happy. And there may or may not be questions because I was so thorough. No, there still might be questions. I'm going to unmute anyone who has a question. So if you have a question, let us know in the chat. Or let me see, maybe I could just unmute everyone. I'm going to ask to unmute Katie. I'm just going to ask to unmute all of you guys because we have a small group, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay, Monica was unmuted. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please jump in, honestly.
Hi, it's Monica. I
Hi,
do have a
Monica.
question. Hi, thank you for the presentation. Um, so I did one live show on another platform, and
Uh-huh.
and so I do invite my friends and family that I see kind of regularly. Do I
Yeah,
have to ship if they were to purchase something, or can I do like a local delivery option?
such a good question. You do not have to ship.
Oh, okay.
So what you would do
Mhm.
is you would hit that ship without tracking,
Okay.
and then you would refund them.
Okay. Okay.
The only thing is that there's going to be some fees, so they're still going to lose a little bit of money, right? So if they pay you $4, like if it's automatically $4, I think it's a processing fee that's just off the top, so it's like 2.3%. So,
Okay. Very minimal. Okay.
but yeah, that's the other beautiful thing about District is that like you don't have to ship to get paid, but you should click that so that then you're at least like you're paid faster. I think you're paid regardless unless someone reports you after like this is what I have to remember. I think it's like 10 days
Okay.
after the sale, something like that.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome. That's so awesome. And Monica, what is your handle on the Story Addicts? Oh
Oh
yeah,
yes.
sorry.
I am Maximalist Monica from Maximalist Manor.
Love maximalism.
Me too.
Monica,
Yes.
there might be an issue with payment though. So when you'll have to probably contact district for them to release your funds.
Okay.
Um, I know I had this one time, I'd forgotten to go in and put in the tracking from, pirate ship in the beginning. And I had to go and message district and say, hey, this has been shipped. They usually contact the buyer to make sure, and then they'll release the funds. It may have changed since then, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that if someone buys, you might just have to get that released.
Okay. Got it. Thank
Got
you.
it. So like the money shows up, but she can't cash it out.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
It
oh,
won't go to the cash out. It'll stay in the funds. It won't go the wallet. It won't go over to cash out until it shows shipped.
well,
got it.
So yeah.
maybe if they get enough of those messages from me, they might do like a
Yeah.
like a place where buyers can click
Yeah,
receive.
I've actually already talked to them about that. So
Oh,
hopefully they'll be on it.
okay. Great. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they've mentioned that on meetings, but I'm pretty sure if you click ship without tracking, that's going to be your best bet. But I'll reach out to them and just reconfirm.
Okay.
Because I know Jamie, I had one buyer, she was an old boss babe and she sold something and she didn't input anything. And she got her money. Like
Oh,
she
well,
shipped it, but she didn't, she
Uh-huh.
didn't
yeah.
know because she wasn't and like the money was there. But I can see maybe it could be a problem if it's like a repetitive thing.
Yeah.
That might be what you might want to know, Monica.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Maximalist. Yes. Shelly and Katie, you are welcome to jump in, but if you have nothing to say, I appreciate you being here. I designed this presentation to really go over, um, I guess more of the like basic terms. There's probably still more nuances that again you will be exploring as you get started with us. But again, please message me or Jamie anytime or use the chat channels. I did not show you guys the chat channels. Let me do that really fast. That was the one thing I forgot to do. When you are on districts, let me make this smaller. You will see the chat channels here, and you will see that if you're not a subscriber, it is closed. We have community chat, live sale announcements, listings promo, and then the train schedule. Now, the reason there's like a couple more that aren't here, in fact, let me go over here because I think it will just be better when I'm logged in. Okay, here's all of our chats. Here we go. Some of them are locked because they're only for people that have been approved to sell. And then some of them are like triple locked because they have like a star, and that's because those are just for subscribers. The live seller train discussion, this is where you will hear like what trains are happening. And then train schedule, this is more for promotion. Listings promo, really no one's using this right now or as much as they could. It looks like our last post was February 23rd. But when I say like shamelessly self promote, like if you have new listings and you just want to put them here, please do. Live sale announcements, we use all the time. Community chat, we use all the time. You're welcome just to ask questions or even be like, hey, like, what do you guys think about this item? Like, is it Victorian or is it 80s Victorian revival? Like, you are welcome to use that. And then our subscriber chats will be once you become a subscriber. Seller support is for sellers. And then this is basically, looks like Maximalist was tagged. Um, this is the new live seller spotlight train discussion chat so that you guys can chat in here if you sign up for that monthly event. And then the live sellers start here. This is what I wanted to show you. I showed you guys all of this for the most part. This was pretty much the presentation. So there's really nothing new there. All right, let me stop sharing and come back to you guys. And Jamie, is there anything that you would want to say before we wrap?
Um,
And no pressure.
yeah, just ask questions, guys. Don't be afraid to ask. I mean, there's always going to be things that pop up. Don't get discouraged if you have a bad sale. I have them all the time still, and I make a lot of money on this platform. So you still have days where there's just nobody's there, and you just can't help those. You may see somebody that just went before you and made a lot of money, and then you go next and you didn't sell a thing. That's just, you just don't know what. There's no reason, rhyme or reason as to why that happens. It just does. Just don't get discouraged and jump right back in, pick another time, see what time works for you. um Hence why I go on late at night. That's just the time that's worked for me. So that's what I do. And just pick what works best for you. And your followers will start following you. They'll come to every show. Tag tag all the time. I mean, I will be in the middle of my show and think of, oh, this buyer will like this item. I'll tag him right then. It's just a quick at symbol and then their username, and then you have to hit their username to tag them, and it'll go blue, and you hit enter. But at the beginning of my show, I take like 5 minutes, and my most recent buyers that are buying a lot from me recently, I'll tag all of them. I don't always tag. Um, I've got over 100 customers, but I don't tag all of them. I tag my most recent buyers, just because there's no time for me to tag everybody. Um, but you can use that at channel in the live. If Sammy, when you were in the live sale announcements, you would see my announcement for my sale coming up at 9:30.
Yep.
And I use the at channel. It notifies everybody um on the channel. It'll notify them that you're going, your message, and then it'll show up as a little dot on their app or laptop for them to go and look and see what they were tagged in. So um but just don't give up. Don't get discouraged. I mean, I can't tell you how discouraged I was in the beginning. And I didn't have a pep talk behind me. So, we're here to help. If you need have a question, ask me. If it gets really in depth, we may say, hey, you might, benefit from, more in depth session. But for the most part, I answer as much as I can, unless it gets to be a little much and taken away from the community. We try and do the best we can. So,
That was so well said, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you
mhm.
so much. And yeah, Jamie, I just realized it was a direct message. She added to our best-selling list cloisonne signed pieces, which I did say, and natural stone pieces. So, it's exciting. It is so exciting what we are building. I did not show you guys all of our numbers, but we have far surpassed $100,000 sold since we were founded, which is fantastic. We're averaging about 20K a month in sales. Again, that includes shipping. I wish I knew what it was without shipping, but that's what they've given us. And the goal, guys, I mean, really, the sky is the limit. I want Vintage Jewelry Addicts to become the who, what, where, when of vintage jewelry. So thank you for being a part of it. And again, you can find myself and Jamie on the platform for anyone who watched this as a replay. Thank you so much. I will be uploading this as a replay. And congratulations in advance, everyone. Thank you so much.